Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have the 2023 GMC Yukon to show you, and this one sits in the middle of the lineup. So that's right, the vehicle next to me is an SLT trim level, which sits in the middle of the Yukon's lineup. It's not as bare bones as something like the SLE, and it's obviously not as expensive as something the Denali or the Denali Ultimate. Now for 2023, GMC did make a few changes for the Yukon's lineup. I'll go ahead and have some of those up on the screen now, and I also have a dedicated video here on the channel which goes over all of the changes for the 2023 model year. Now most notably, GMC did make Super Cruise functionality available on upper trims of the Yukon, so hopefully I can get my hands on one of those shortly, but unfortunately this one does not have that feature. Now in terms of pricing, there was a modest increase across the lineup for every trim of the Yukon, so this is somewhere around the $1,000 to $2,000 mark, again depending on the trim, but I'll go have more information down in the description below, so make sure to check that out. So with all this information in mind, let's not waste any more time. Take a look at what the 2023 GMC Yukon SLT has to offer for just over $70,000. So the Yukon in front of us is finished in the new titanium rush metallic exterior color, and this one has the jet black leather interior. I believe this is one of the new exterior colors for 2023. You can see here in the sunlight it has a good amount of metallic flake. Looks very nice, kind of a traditional darker gray. Up front of the SLT, you will have a mostly chrome grille with the red GMC logo front and center, of course. Front parking sensors, some more chrome trim lower on the front bumper. And when it comes to lighting, you will have full LED lighting. So you have LED reflector headlights, LED daytime running lights, and turn signals kind of in this boomerang portion right here. And then LED fog lights farther down on the bumper. Coming to the wheels and tires, these are the accessory 22-inch wheels. They're wrapped in 275/50 22-inch Bridgestone Allensis all-season tires. Some more of a road-going tire. This one has the Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel, so you find that on the fender badges. Body color mirror caps, no turn signal integration. They are going to be heated and do have blind spot detection. Proximity entry on all 4 door handles. And you can see here from the side there is a bunch of chrome trim. This one does have the running boards with the gloss black accents on the sides. And out back you will find more LED lighting as far as the taillights go. So you have the LED turn signals, brake lights, and reverse lights kind of in the center portion there. Rear parking sensors with more chrome trim on the rear bumper. Backup camera, GMC logo with the chrome tailgate trim, and your SLT badge on the right side of the tailgate. So this is a very nice looking large SUV. Personally, when it comes to the Yukon versus the Tahoe, I kind of am indifferent in terms of design. I definitely like some of the design elements on the GMC version of the vehicle, but both of them are very attractive. And I think they're pretty much equal, I guess, in terms of my favorite. Let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker on this particular Yukon. This one has the optional rear seat media system with the dual screens in the second row, the panoramic sunroof, the 22-inch polished wheels I just showed you a minute ago, the 3-liter turbo diesel Duramax engine, as well as the titanium rush metallic is an extra cost paint color. So this brings the total MSRP, including destination, to $75,325. So not a cheap vehicle at all, but like I said, this does sit pretty square in the middle of the Yukon's lineup. So take a look on the interior of this Yukon. You'll find a mostly black interior, but there are some nice accents here and there. So starting out here on the door panel, you have soft touch uppers with the accent stitching, soft touch armrests with some perforated leather on the side. This is kind of a gold/gray accent stitch. Lots of storage in the door panel, power windows, mirrors, and locks with automatic up-down front passenger and driver side, 2-person memory seating with mirror memory, and the Bose premium audio system as well. I do like the aluminum door sill plate for the GMC logo there. Power driver seat with 2-way power lumbar. Once again, the black seats with the accent kind of gray-white piping. So immediately you're greeted to the fully digital cluster. This is very similar to the one found in the Refresh, Silverado, and Sierra. You can control it here on the right side of the steering wheel, so cycling through some of the middle sections here. Trip information, MPG, mileage, timer, brake pad life, stuff like that is all displayed in this cluster. It's very user customizable. There's many menu options you can go through, including customizing either side of the clusters and a bunch of other information as well. Leather wrapped steering wheel with some black stitching. You have some silver trim kind of on the lower section here. On the left side, you will find your cruise control with emergency braking functionality. So you can control the gap right there via 3 settings. And on the right side, you have your Bluetooth and phone controls for the infotainment. On the back side, you do have paddles for the volume, as well as seat functionality for the radio. On the left side, you have your automatic rain sensing wipers. On the right side, you won't find anything. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your electronic parking brake, lane keeping assist on off, traction control off, parking sensors, stop start for the engine on off, four-wheel drive controls. This one does have a terrain setting, so you can kind of push that there. It does have a dedicated terrain mode for the four-wheel drive system, as well as your regular drive modes. As far as this goes, it has tow haul, off-road, sport, and normal drive modes. Automatic headlights with LED fog lights and your gauge illumination. You have more of the chrome trim as well as the kind of dark gray accent wood trim as well. Moving over to the infotainment system, this is your 10.2-inch HD color touchscreen with built-in navigation. This is a very nice system. For 2022, it did get the Google integration, which also carried on to the refreshed Silverado and Sierra. So you can use Google Maps directly on this infotainment. You can also access the cameras as Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB inputs, wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. So this is a very user-friendly system in my opinion, and one of the better ones on the market. The push-pull gear selection here to the left, I think this is a very good spot for it. I've liked it ever since it came out in these vehicles, and it's better than having it down here on some of the other GMC vehicles. But below the infotainment system, you have your vents, as well as more hard-touch radio controls, so dedicated volume, tune knobs, home button, all nice to see in today's world with touch-sensitive buttons becoming more popular. Dual zone automatic climate control with heated and cooled front seats. There is a third zone automatic in the rear, which we'll get to in a second. Wireless charging pad for your phone, USB-A, USB-C inputs, and a 12-volt outlet to the right of that. As far as proximity keys go, this is the typical one found from GM. So you have remote start, your power hatch, as well as your power glass released here all in the key fob. Nice soft touch armrest with a little bit of storage in the center. Flipping it up, you will find two more USB ports and a ton of additional cargo or carrying capacity with the rubber mat in the bottom and the removable tray. So all nice to see. Up top, you have a black headliner, vanity lighting, which is LED, auto dimming interior rear view mirror, OnStar passenger airbag. You have your shade controls for the panoramic sunroof. You can slide and tilt the sunroof, LED interior lighting, power tailgate, as well as garage home link. Speaking of the sunroof, you can see just how large it is there. Pretty much goes back all the way to the second row. Lets in a ton of light and a nice feature to have for sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the second row seats. All the materials will carry through to the second row. So here on the door panel, all of these same soft touch materials. One thing I do like about the Tahoe as well as the Yukon and the larger versions is you do get the lock and unlock here on the second row doors. I think that is a pretty unique feature you don't see too often. But yeah, all the materials are going to be the same. This one is the 8-passenger configuration, so you can fit 3 across in the second row as well as the third row. So this is kind of a unique combination. You have all your slide and tilt recline functions on the side of the seat. Take a look at the front dash really quick. As far as vents go, you do have your single zone automatic for the rear passengers. You have HDMI inputs for the media system, as well as USB-C charge ports. And way down here near the floor, you do have a 400-watt, 120-volt wall outlet. So very nice to have in the second row. Mat pockets on both of the front seats. And of course, you do have the rear seat media, which is mounted on the backs of the seats. Lots of functionality on these screens. You have YouTube Kids, YouTube, Hulu integration, and of course your HDMI inputs. A very nice option. I know for a while those were on constraint, but it looks like they are available right now. As far as vent goes, you have them up here on the headliner as well as your interior LED lighting. Center armrest with cup holders. Once again, you can slide these seats forward to gain access to the third row. So flipping the second row seats up, you can see you gain access to the third row seating, and once again, you can put 3 more passengers across back here. Stepping inside is very easy. This is a very large entry point. USB-Cs on either side for passengers, additional cup holder. This is not soft touch, but I know on the higher trims of these vehicles, there is a little padded armrest section right here. You do have AC vents as well as more LED lighting for the third row passengers, so Pretty comfortable back here. Again, this is a large SUV, so it should be. Legroom will be very good. You can slide these seats forward to get a little bit more legroom if you need it. But overall, very comfortable third row. One small complaint I do have about these vehicles is putting the second row seats down, whether or not you have the bench or the buckets, can be a little bit challenging. So coming back to the cargo space, of course, you have your rear glass that you can pop and access the cargo space just like that. And of course, you do have your power tailgate to access the main portion of the cargo area. Now behind the third row, you will have a lot of good space, even on the normal Yukon. And of course, the Yukon XL will give you even more. Another 120 volt outlet here in the back, as well as some hooks for the cargo net and stuff. Underneath the floor, you do have additional cargo space, although it is fairly shallow. It's nice to see some additional space. You do have your roadside toolkit right there. Now take a look at the passenger front seat. You will have a power passenger front seat with two-way power lumbar. You can see across the dash here, you have the nice kind of perforated leather with the accent stitching. Damped glove box. There's no lighting inside. It is very large. And on the side of the console there, you have some additional storage for some narrow items. So the inside of the Yukon is very nice, even in the SLT trim level. Let's go ahead and look underneath the hood, see what powers this Yukon, then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Under the hood, you will find the 3-liter turbo diesel inline 6-cylinder paired to a 10-speed torque converted automatic. This engine puts out 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, once again through all four wheels, because this one is optioned with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. This is a very stout powertrain. I think one that a lot of people have enjoyed in these large SUVs as well as the 1500 series trucks. Moves around the vehicle without issues, still has plenty of towing capacity, and gets very good fuel economy. So that's going to do it for this video on the 2023 GMC Yukon SLT. As you guys saw from the window sticker in the walk-around portion of this video, there are a lot of nice options and features on this particular vehicle, including if you have kids, for the rear seat media system, and of course the Duramax engine, which gets a little bit better, or I guess I should say quite a bit better fuel economy versus the 5.3-liter V8. So nicely equipped SLT, and of course doesn't blow the budget in terms of what the price point of these vehicles can get up to if you fully option something like a Denali. So if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit that like button as always, as it greatly helps out. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, and check out some of the other videos I have available on the channel. Now, this particular generation of Yukon and Tahoe have been around since the 2021 model year, so this is going to be the third model year in production, and it did receive a lot of nice updates for 2022. Now, I do expect some sort of refresh or enhancement once again in this generation here over the next 1 to 2 years, so keep an eye out for that. This is definitely very competitive in the class still, and it is a very good seller for GM, both in the GMC Yukon, the Cadillac Escalade, as well as the Chevy Tahoe. So for a large SUV, it is still quite competitive. So if you happen to own this generation Yukon, Tahoe, or Escalade, let me know how your ownership experience has been down in the comment section below. I'm always interested to see which engine people chose, which trim they chose, and the reasons behind it, because it might help anybody out that might be looking for an SUV themselves, and kind of how the reliability and everything has been. So leave your feedback down in the comment section below. So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as always, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.